Bill C-293, as I mentioned, Lisa Mirren and I are working on a way to possibly get that stopped before it gets to the Senate, so that doesn't get approved. But this has been passed. What do we do about this? And I know you've got a plan.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, Will, the real plan is and you're working on this plan every day, is to get people to start taking action themselves. Because we're only in this mess because we're not holding our leaders to account, and we're allowing this to happen. And I mean, there's a lot of policy areas where the government has become completely adversarial to the Canadian public, and we're putting up with it. And why are we putting up with it? Is it the bread and circus, or is it that it's human nature? Like I'm still haunted by one of the witnesses we called at the National Citizens Inquiry, Regina, who was a political refugee to Canada from Poland. She was involved in the Solidarity movement from the very beginning, and actually ended up, she was sentenced to, I think, 3.5 years by a military court, and served a couple of years before she was released and allowed to immigrate to Canada as a political refugee, for handing out brochures that went against the government narrative. And she said, people supported what we were trying to do. Like, their Solidarity movement was trying to hold strike after strike after strike to cripple the economy, to force the government, which was a police state, to allow democracy, to allow rule by the people. And, philosophically, people agreed, but they didn't take to the streets until the bread ran out. Yes. Until the strikes had crippled the economy to the point that they're getting hungry. Nobody's starving, but they're now uncomfortable. The bread ran out, people take to the streets, and you and I witnessed it. A police state that had been there for 4 decades was peacefully toppled by people taking to the streets. Now, they could have taken to the streets at any time during those 4 decades, but they didn't until the bread ran out.